Hey everyone, and thank you for joining me today in this video. For today, we are going to be reviewing and unboxing one of the most anticipated figures of this year, and that is the Star Wars Black Series, the child from the Mandalorian's TV show. Now, this is a figure that everybody's been waiting for to pop out. It was originally supposed to come out for May the 4th. However, a lot of the delays due to the health crisis right now caused it to not make it to everybody in the stores. So anyways, here we have the look at the box, and it is quite small. It's hard to tell. I'm pretty sure the video makes it look bigger, but it is quite small. And the dimensions of it is pretty much like an inch by, how much is this? By maybe four by 3, close to that. But it's a pretty small box, and then you can see it just says Star Wars Black Series, The Mandalorian, and The Child, which is really cool for ages 4 and up. And in there you can see the tiny little version of The Child, along with its accessories, which is a certain type of frog, his little cup, and the little ball in which he gets the shifter knob, I believe, that he gets from the Mandalorian ship. There we have the child. It's not numbered because it is not a numbered item. And there we go. So let's get this guy opened. Okay. And here we have it in its clamshell. Pretty nice looking thing. Not too bad. I mean, it's really displayed nicely, and it looks like it's held nicely. Let's get the little figurine out. And its accessory case. Alright, let's take a much closer look at this. Now, before we continue with this review, I want to say first and foremost, I apologize if the camera does become a little bit blurry. This is such a tiny little figure that it's hard for my camera to zoom in and get exactly a good focus on it. So I'm going to do my best to show you most of its features while reviewing it. But here we are. The item right here, as you can see, is such a tiny little figurine. It's really well detailed. I mean, at first I've seen some other videos of showing how this particular item or this particular figure looked, but seeing it up close, I gotta tell you, the face and the head, like, it looks perfect. I have no idea how they did this, but the technology nowadays makes these figurines look way better. And of course, I'm pretty sure they used the technology they used for the small little 3 3/4 figures, because that's what tooling they might have used in order to create this little figure. But as you can see right there, he looks really nice. His head does move around left and right. It moves forward a bit and back just a tiny bit, so it looks like he can look up. His hands do move forward and back, and they move outward, and it's kind of like in a ball joint. However, it does pop off occasionally, as you can see. It happens, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. His hands do rotate in the ball joint, which is nice. So you can definitely get him. Whoa, watch out! Like I said, the hand pops out. You can definitely get him if you can pose him just right, in a way as though he's doing you the force hold right there, which is pretty cool. The hands are, its arms and hands are the only things that move up top, and he does have his feet with the little information down there on what's the number item on this thing. But it looks really cool, and one of the interesting things, if you look at it once you actually purchase one, it looks like it has a slight bit of a wash on the actual clothing right here. At first I didn't think it did. I thought maybe it was just the shadows, but it does have a light wash, and I'm pretty sure you can't tell because of the light blowing it up too much. I apologize, but I gotta tell you, this is really cool. Up next are the accessories, and then the accessories include the shifter knob, which is right there, the little frog in which he eats along the way, and his little cup. It's really sad that if you put the actual figure there, you can see he scales really well with the figurines. Let me focus. But I mean, it's really interesting how small they are, and how I'm worried that I am going to lose some of these pieces along the way. And here's just a shot of him holding the cup of soup right there, or I'm sure it has a name, I just can't remember the top of the head right now. But it's really awesome just to display them in a certain ways. And I wanted to show you guys some quick size comparisons to other figures that would scale somewhat with the 6-inch line. Right here we have a tiny little porg standing next to the child, and then we have Babu Frick standing next to him, and as you can see, they pretty much scale pretty nicely. And just because I also have this on the side, I was using this figure as my stand-in for the child. We have a reaction figure of the Mogwai Gizmo. As you can see, the size of this guy is really small, but they scale very nicely together. And another size comparison, here we have the SH Figure Arts Yoda standing next to the Black Series The Child, and they scale pretty well with each other. As you can see what a child of Yoda species would look like compared to the adult size of what Yoda is now. And one of the last size comparisons I want to show you guys, here we have the child standing next to some of his other characters that he meets in The Mandalorian. We have here first the Mandalorian. Next we have a stormtrooper. Then we have Cara Dune standing there, if she could stand. Alright. Then we have the heavy artillery Mandalorian right there. And last but not least, in the far back, I will put the droid IG-11 that takes care of Baby Yoda. I'm sorry, the child, when he's in trouble. Of course, you can't get him to stand too well, but you can pretty much put him right there. You can see. Pretty interesting in terms of the dynamics of this size of figures. Now, one of the things I wanted to also mention and show you guys is that when I got this figure, I decided to try and see if I can make a bag for him so that we can place him on a scout trooper with the speeder bike. Now, this is the Bandai Model Kits speeder bike with the scout trooper, which you can build. And I thought to myself, well, I wanted to try and see if I can duplicate the scene from the film or from the show. And it took me maybe 3 tries until I finally got the right size to work well for him. And as you can see, here we have the tiny little child, and he can go inside the bag. Fits perfectly in there. In fact, even the flaps can go over him to show that he can be fully covered with his ears popping out a bit, which in the show was similar. So if I were to go here and grab this and go over his chest, we have here a replication now of the scene where the scout trooper took the child on his way. Now, I know it's on the other side of the scout trooper from the film, but unfortunately I'm unable to switch around the sides at this point. But you can see here we have tiny little child peeping out as he's running through the area. And here we just have a closer shot of the child in the bag, which is really cool to have displayed. And also, grabbing the IG-11 figure, I can also place this bag over him. It's just got to be held some way when he's carrying the child with him. And the flap can go inside a bit. And where now you can have the child peeping out like that, similar to what we see in the scene of the show. And here is a close-up of the child in the bag being carried by IG-11, and that looks really cool. I do need to work a little bit more on the bag, maybe add a little bit more color just to make it more film accurate. And right now it looks like it's blown up on the camera. I really apologize. I wish I had thought of the idea of painting it beforehand. It's hard to come by to find certain fabrics these days, But as you can see, there's a Scout Trooper beaten up, and it's just a great display option to have for anybody who wants to just display him this way. Alright guys, that's my review of the Black Series The Child action figure that was recently released as part of the Black Series Mandalorian figures coming out. And I gotta tell you, I'm very super hyped out for what's coming next. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get a Moff Gideon, and I'm pretty hopefully we get a Grief Karga and Quill to go along with this set. But I am very happy with what we have. It's a very tiny figure, and I would say if you can find it for $10, go for it and find it. Don't overspend if you don't need to, but it's a great figure. Got mine at Best Buy, was able to get it within a week, so it was great. Alright guys, thanks a lot for joining me today. If you like this video, please press like, subscribe. If you have a comment, place it on the video below. And you guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and may the Force be with you.